Everyone has one thing on their minds right now, net neutrality, and it looks like no matter what we do, we're probably going to end up losing this fight. If you don't know what net neutrality is by now, it's essentially your internet freedom and a guaranteed freedom for everyone who uses the internet. If I start a business, there's nothing stopping me from fulfilling my dreams. Take net neutrality away, and companies like Comcast and Verizon, companies I may potentially compete with, these pricks own the internet now, and at a moment's notice, they could shut me down by making my site run slower, removing any ads that might make my site money, and even making my potential customers pay extra just to visit me. Now, there have been people speaking up saying that these companies would never do anything like this, though we've literally seen them do it in the past, but I wanted to address some of the apologists and see if the benefits of removing net neutrality can come close to outweighing the cons. I do want to let you know before I begin that I'm going to be very hard on this, but do know that there are some actual pros that I will be addressing near the end of this video. So one thing you'll hear about the internet now is that there are enormous amounts of data being consumed without compensation, and this is true. Companies like Netflix stream movies and shows for a price, but applications like Kodi do the exact same thing for free. No money goes to the studios who then stream the movies, and the bandwidth is just used up for the theft of a movie. Now, this sounds silly, but it's a true con, and if net neutrality went away, companies could and would shut free streaming websites down in an instant. But don't worry, this could allow Comcast to offer you its own really nice streaming service that now costs a lot more, because what are you going to do about it, you worthless piece of crap? Exactly. Next pro. There are businesses and companies that eat a lot of bandwidth, and as of right now, they pay nothing for that. When net neutrality goes away, these companies will have to pay extra for what they use, which is an awesome idea if you're an ISP that pays for all of that data right now. Let's say I'm Spectrum and a large organization uses a ton of bandwidth every month. I would have to pay for all of that, which, as a company that makes billions of dollars anyway, it just doesn't seem fair to me. I wouldn't be able to wait for the day that I get to keep all that money that I make and make a lot more on top of it from all these high-traffic businesses. You know, ones like Acliz that host streaming servers for myself so I can play games with my subscribers. Or YouTube, a site that's never been profitable for Google, so why should they bother keeping it around after it absorbs even more money? But hey, at least all this money will make it easier for companies to install fiber all over the place. That'll be so nice when I can have access to faster internet. So long as I pay extra for it, of course. Then there's the ability to slow whatever they want to down. See, Comcast owns Hulu, so if you have Comcast and you start to wonder why Hulu's so fast and Netflix is so slow, then worry not. It's only scummy business practice. How is this a pro? Well, it's not. Almost none of these are. This will only limit our choices of what sites we can and can't visit. As consumers, we'll actually have no freedom of decision at all depending on which ISP we choose or whichever one is in your area. Some places may have Comcast, some places only have Charter. This means your freedoms are limited twice as hard. Sucks for you, doesn't it? The next pro is freedom of speech and expression are probably going to go away, which is massively convenient. See, there are sites all over the place with questionable content. Things that some may find offensive and might actually be. I, for one, wouldn't mind if sites that house child porn to be shut down, but will it stop there? Or will political view be something deemed questionable? Will political decision, social justice, how far will this go? Well, I guess you'll just have to wait and see. It's like a surprise. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Along with that, free internet access is probably going to go away. If you don't know, there are internet plans for those who cannot afford internet, which is nice, but wouldn't it be better if that didn't exist? Screw helping people out. Instead, what is going to happen is certain sites could cost more money to visit. Imagine Steam. In order to play games on Steam, you gotta pay $20 a month, as well as $50 a month for fast enough internet to play these online games. And if you want really fast internet that'll never bog down on any site, just pay the $150 a month package. It's so much easier to do that, and the internet is a lot faster than all your friends, so at least you'll have something to brag about. See, the thing is, if Valve has to pay more to keep Steam working properly, then the consumer may have to share in some of that spending. For example, maybe no more Steam sales. If Netflix has to pay more to keep itself alive, we have to pay more for it monthly. And this is along with the new things that we could be paying for that I mentioned before. I guess this is a pro because we're keeping the rich rich, and that's a good thing because they're happy. I mean, that's all we care about, right? Their happiness. Now you may be sitting there thinking, Barry, why are you saying that net neutrality is going to die? We have the power to change things, don't we? Yeah, totally. All you gotta do is call your politician. They want what's best for you. They want to make your life better. They don't care that ISPs have always had their hand on the government's pants and is gonna make them rich if they make the right call here. No, what? Who mentioned a bribe? I sure as hell didn't. See, the FCC even said that all of us screaming about not passing the bill isn't going to do anything anyway. We can easily be ignored. What's more is the actions from these ISPs will be regulated, and every move they make has to be made transparent. But who thinks for a second that's going to change things? It's going to start off seeming not that bad, and then as time goes on, one of these ISPs is going to make a big stride in a scary direction. After a time, that decision is going to be the norm, and all the other ISPs are going to do it too. Then it'll happen again and again, and it's going to get worse and worse, and there's nothing you and I can do about this. Everyone's saying, call your politicians, they're the ones we need to convince. But I want to ask you, what screams louder? 1 million people calling nonstop until this bill is passed, or a metric ton of money you'll get for signing a piece of paper? These people think with their wallets, but hey, we can give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
We are now connecting you to the office of Representative.
How will I know? How will I know if he really loves me? I say a word.
Can I help you?
Hello?
Let me give you the email for communications director, and you can send him an email and try to coordinate that if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Hi, my name's Barry Allen. I'm a journalist from Bullets in the Magazine. Can I ask you a few questions about net neutrality?
What publication are you with?
It's Bullets in the Magazine. It's a fairly new publication, and being that we're solely based online, we wanted to ask you some questions about net neutrality. Your thoughts on them?
Okay, I have some time.
Okay. So I want to let you know that first, your name can be confidential if you choose, but I will ask, you're a congressman, correct?
I am a congressman. And if you can leave me anonymous, I'd appreciate that.
Sure, I understand. So my first question was, how many calls do you receive about net neutrality per day?
We've gotten a lot of calls within the past couple of months, but of course with it being so close to decision-making time, there are a lot of calls. If I had to guess, I'd say 200 to 300 a day, give or take.
Okay. What are your thoughts on net neutrality right now?
Well, the people behind removing net neutrality have a plan, and I'm sure you know Ajit Pai. He's a very competent lawyer, and we in Congress are very interested to see what his plans contribute to the future of the internet.
Do you think the people can actually make a difference?
The people are the deciders. We do what's best for them, and our decisions reflect their decisions. So if we vote for net neutrality's removal, it was the people's choice on that.
So I'm going to ask you, if you weren't a politician, would you want net neutrality to go away?
I don't think I would care too much. Removing net neutrality isn't going to affect a regular Joe, so I don't think I would.
Okay. Of course, being that we are an extremely new journalistic media center based solely online, how do you think our business can compete with this new internet? We're of course concerned that a large publication might pay a bit of money and try to shut us down. Do you think that that's at all possible?
As far as I know, these companies and internet service providers have to be fully transparent in making deals like this, so I doubt that would ever happen.
And my last question. How would I, as a growing business that competes with Comcast, ever make it in a world where they have all the power?
Again, Comcast as well as these other ISPs wouldn't have much more power than they have now. The internet would remain fair and free, so there's no reason to worry about starting a business or competing with these ISPs. They wouldn't be able to do more than compete the way they do now.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, and I appreciate you answering these questions.
No problem. Call anytime. Thanks.
Now look, I'm not trying to tell you to not take action. For the love of God, sign the petitions, call your congressmen and women. I'll put Ajit Pai's number in the description if you want to call him. But the people who are voting for us want this, and even if it didn't go through now, these people are not going to stop. I listed a ton of cons earlier, but there are real pros to net neutrality going away. For example, if businesses rise and fall faster, this means we will probably see an influx of new businesses yearly. These ISPs have a lot of control, yes, but as they kill competing companies, others will rise up in their place, offering potentially cheaper services that these ISPs can't offer or aren't willing to. If this small business gets a lot of notoriety and becomes a big business, it can combat the ISPs and become untouchable, ensuring it not only struggled to survive, but the survival of the fittest did prevail. Another real pro is ISPs will probably start competing against each other more, as of course they're businesses that want to make more money than the others. What this means is potentially gone are the days of only having the option of one ISP in your area, as other ISPs may start flocking in, offering you better deals than the others. Again, allowing for a lot more competition, and this could be a really good thing. Will this happen? It's very possible, and though it doesn't make up for all the potential catastrophes, at least there might be a few good slices of this really crappy pie.